today. I apologize for the early start. We normally start at 7 o'clock. Our chairman is celebrating her daughter's birthday, so she penalized us and brought us up earlier, our own convenience, so that she can leave us. But I'm happy to see many of you out here this evening. I want to thank you, and it remains a great privilege to serve the people of Killarney and to serve the Free National Movement as the Member of Parliament for this great state constituency, Killarney. The PLP, as you all know, has been a disaster for our country. They are living their best lives at our expense. And they don't care about the poor, and they have plunged the middle class into serious financial problems. I don't think any of you would disagree that the PLP must go.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Can you, like me, say that the PLP must go? Do you believe that the PLP must go?
Yes.
Electricity cost has gone up in excess of 400%. Food prices have gone up. Real property tax has gone up 300% fold. The cost of living has gone up. Cost of medicine and medical care has gone up. And our health facilities have deteriorated. So I ask you, who must go?
PLP.
I can't hear you. Who must go?
PLP.
And our role in opposition is to hold the government to account on behalf of the people. There are many serious issues taking place right now that my colleagues and I are challenging this government on. I say to you, my colleagues and comrades, the PLP promised to do something about crime and on their campaign trail and in their blueprint. And since coming to office, crime has gotten out of control. In their first year in office, we had the second most murders in our country. This year is bad also. We are on a pace of 120 murders for 2024. And this should make us all very sad. We all hoped the PLP would be successful on crime. Each person lost to violence is someone's son or someone's daughter. It is someone's brother or someone's sister. The killings occur day as well as night. We are losing many of our young men and teenagers to murders and to violence. People are shot and killed in turf wars and robberies or due to petty disputes. And the Davis administration has no real plan. In fact, every so often, they announce a new plan, even though the last plan hasn't worked. But the Prime Minister is too busy flying all over the world to fancy conferences with rich foreigners to deal with crime and cost of living crisis, the health crisis, keeping our lights on, and many other problems. So again, I say that the PLP must go. Historically, our crime problem was confined to New Providence. Today, we're hearing more stories coming from some of our family islands. There recently was a double shooting in Eleuthera and a triple shooting in Abaco. We cannot let crime take hold of our family islands. We must keep pressuring this government, the PLP, to find solutions. If they have no ideas, we call upon them to find credible local and international experts with experience to help solve some of these problems. We know that our Prime Minister and his National Security Minister have no clue as what to do. They hired Rodney Munker to be their crime advisor. Well, I think they couldn't be serious. What are they joking? Munker, or all people, the crime consultant, the crime czar, and the crime advisor. Too many of our young people are engaged in gang and criminal activity. We need to do more in how we invest in young people from birth through their young adulthood to ensure they lead productive lives. I have repeatedly called for a historic increase in spending for youth intervention and after-school programs to give more of our youth, our children, a better start in life. They took our idea, and rather than doing the entire package of a national food program, they introduced the National Breakfast Program. But one thing they had forgotten, that yes, children need breakfast and lunch during school hours. But those same children also need assistance when school is closed. They've forgotten that component. So what is going to happen to children who were part of the program now that school is closed? What happened to them during this summer vacation? We must spend more on helping our young people to realize their gifts, to be good citizens. This brave Davis PLP is engaged in one of the greatest abuse of power in our modern history. The PLP tax collectors are way out of control, and they're getting even worse. They're all over the country seizing and selling people's properties to rake in more taxes. Now let's be clear. We all have a responsibility to pay our taxes, and we should adhere to those responsibilities. However, there must be reasonableness and fairness in this process. These PLP tax collectors have no heart, and they are very, very aggressive. If you are behind, they're coming for your things. If you're not paid up, they're taking your businesses as well as your homes. They've gotten so bad that they're now showing up in businesses with machine guns demanding the tax money. Business owners are shocked and alarmed. What kind of government is this? What kind of prime minister is this? I ask, where is his heart? It is wrong and it is abusive to send machine gun wielding officers to demand tax cash and payments from businesses on the spot. This is not how the Bahamas should be. This is supposed to be a democracy. And we in the opposition have challenged them on this belligerent behavior, and we will continue to do so. The PLP is not being fair to us Bahamians. They are abusing us, and therefore they must go. The PLP must go. The PLP messed up big time, not building the new wing of the hospital which we left the money for. In their arrogance, they sent the money back. No one would loan them money at a reasonable rate when they tried to secure new funding. We had secured the money from the World Bank at an interest of 1.8%. And if they had continued with our project, the new hospital would have been completed from last year, April. But they refused to accept or take the money because they said some of the monies were different entities, not only hospital. And that is true. But some of the monies were for Small Business Development Center. That was monies that was dedicated strictly for young people, young entrepreneurs, to assist them with their businesses. And because of that, the PLP refused to accept the money. We were going to make amendments to small business development policies and procedures so that as a part of the housing program, individuals could have used monies from the Small Business Center that they would have received as grants or loan to pay for the down payment for their housing development. In other words, just to rehash the Prospect project, which was supposed to be throughout the entire Bahamas. Infrastructure would have been placed in all government subdivisions. All government subdivisions were declared tax-free. All laws are already there. All duties were exempted. Furnishings and everything were exempted. Real property tax would have been exempted for 5 years. The banks had already agreed that if the properties with the infrastructure were worth, for example, $150,000, we were selling the property to the average Bahamian for $40,000. They had sufficient equity within the land that they would not have had to come up with any down payment. The monies would have been provided by the bank for construction of their homes. And the little that they would have needed to purchase the property, they could have received that from the Small Business Development Center. However, the PLP had refused to accept the money. You know, they've gotten the loan from the Chinese. And you know, when the Chinese lend you money, they also want to be the general contractors and supply most of the workers. The PLP has gotten into a bad deal with the Chinese that is going to come eventually to haunt us all. Yes. They intend to borrow $290 million from them for this so-called specialty hospital. We could easily build 2 or 3 new wings at Princess Margaret Hospital for $290 million. The PLP proposes to spend on this one Chinese-funded facility. We don't know how many Chinese the PLP will let into the country to build the hospital? Will it be 1,000? Or will it be 2,000? Or will there be even more Chinese workers over the life of the project? And unemployment is still high, and many Bahamians are still looking for work. Yet the Prime Minister is creating jobs for the Chinese. Thousands of work permits and jobs are going to go to the Chinese for a number of years. These are jobs that could be done by Bahamians. And the majority of salaries for these workers will be paid in China. And much of the money will not even circulate in our economy. My administration wanted to build a new wing at Princess Margaret Hospital that would have overwhelmingly been done by Bahamian workers. There is overwhelming opposition to this hospital. Local doctors were not properly consulted. They are very, very upset. Residents in surrounding communities don't want it there. They fear the environmental effects, noise, traffic, and potential crime due to the vast inflows of people all hours of day and night. The local construction industry is upset because they will be barely used with the Chinese doing most of the work. The PLP cannot admit that they were wrong in canceling the new wing we had proposed. And during the years of construction and afterward, there will be gridlock and tremendous traffic problems in our area. The traffic along the area of West Bay is already bad. It is going to get even worse. Parents will have trouble getting their children to and from school on time. People will have trouble getting to and from work. Without proper consultation, the Prime Minister wants to force this Chinese hospital on the Bahamian people. I say again, the PLP must go.
Yes.
We cannot take anymore.
Right.
So I ask you here tonight, who must go?
PLP.
Who must go?
PLP.
Killarney, residents of Killarney. There's much work for us F&M to do. Be active in your branch. Reach out to fellow F&Ms who did not vote in the last election. Bring them out. Let them know that we are all together.
Yes.
Working to get rid of the lousy PLP government.
That's right.
Your F&M parliamentary team will continue to hold them to account. PLP cares for themselves first and foremost. Then they care for their rich foreign friends second. Bahamians come way down the line. There is nothing new about this PLP. They have the same old bad ways and status quo mentality they always had. Let us keep the fire burning and the torch high. Let's do the hard work to throw the PLP out and get the F&M re-elected at the next election.
Yes.
I will do all I can to help our party to rescue the Bahamas from this terrible government.
Yes.
May God bless the residents of Killarney,
Right.
and may God bless our Bahamas.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Dr. Minnis. Thank you, thank you, thank you.